from the city of Alameda, TVEPN presents The Slam Show with your host, Rock Rage.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, tuning in to the Slam Show. My name is Rock Rage, and we are here at the Church Ward Pub in Alameda. And right now, I'm joined with my co-host and my good friend, owner of the Church Ward Pub here in Alameda, Lisa Churchward.
Thank you, Alex. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you.
Yes, welcome back.
I've been off for like 3 months and doing some stuff at the bar, but I'm back and happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, it's good to see you, and thank you for giving Sam the little present that you guys
You're
got
welcome,
him.
Sam. Sam is a big Iron Man fan, and he and his wife Jade are big
Yeah.
big pop collectors, and so we had to gift him a Iron Man pop there.
Oh, yeah. And for our special guest tonight, all the way from Alameda, from his hometown here in Alameda, the one, the only MMA fighter who's fought in Bama Promotions and Bellator, Anthony, the pretty boy Taylor.
Thank you. It's your boy, Pretty Boy. How y'all doing?
Doing good, doing good. It's good to see you. Welcome to the Slam Show. First up, I wanted to talk about you guys' weekends. See how you guys, what'd you do for the weekend? How was your day? Just kind of just lay back before you get into the show. So, Anthony, how was your weekend?
Oh man, it was great. I just relaxed. Took the time to just eat. I love
That's
food.
always good.
Always.
Excellent. We're getting ready for a big weekend coming up here in Alameda. There's a big street fair, the Park Street Art and Wine Fair, Saturday and Sunday. So just been gearing up for that, getting some orders in and painting up, making the patio look fancy. So come on down and check it out this weekend.
All right. So that's your weekends. Briefly, my weekend was just work. Just because I work, one of my jobs I have is I work for Leslie's Pool Supply. So right now I'm learning all about chemicals and how to take care of pools. So
Excellent.
all I'm talking about is like cyanuric acids. I'm talking about, oh my God, like so many chemicals and the compounds of it all. So I'm just kind of like learning all that science.
It's really important stuff,
Yeah,
actually.
sanitizing a pool. If you don't keep your filter running, you'll get algae. How do you take rid of algae? Well, it's phosphate food. So I jump into all these kind of chemical.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that now?
Just like a month so far, but I've learned so much of it, and it's funny because I'll meet customers that are like, I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm like, cool, that's nice. I just want to help you with your pool.
Yeah.
That's about
Yeah.
it.
Well, you've owned your pool for 30 years.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, day to day is fun.
Excellent.
Yeah. So right now, though, I want to jump right in with Anthony real quick. First thing I want to know, how did you start? How did you get into MMA? How did you get into mixed martial arts?
Well, this happened about 4 years ago. I was living in Stockton. Yes, Stockton. At the time with my ex. I would go to 24 Hour Fitness, and then a guy approached me. His name was James Lee Hardman. He approached me like, hey, I noticed you go to the gym. I've been watching you. You seem like you're dedicated. Have you ever thought about doing MMA? I'm like, what's MMA? UFC. I'm like, what's UFC? The stuff that they do in the cage. Oh, that. Okay. So he's like, hey, here's my card. It's like a self-defense class we got going on. Come on by down Monday. I'll show you. So I come on by Monday. And it's the summertime, and he's like, oh, this is MMA, you got to hit the bag. I'm like, okay, cool. So after I did my first day of training, he showed me, he said, come here to the computer, I want to show you something. He puts on Bellator, Manuel Newton, and I'm like, man, these guys are good. He's like, yeah, you can train hard, you can be here. I'm like, I can never fight Bellator. These guys are like top-notch guys. What the hell is this? So as I'm training, the next day he's like, hey, have you ever thought about doing cage fight? I'm like, nah, this is like my second day ever training. I was like, no, not really. I was like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I should try to at least brag and tell people y'all fought in the cage, He's like, all right, cool. I just scheduled your first fight next month.
Oh.
I'm like, what? My
He saw
second day,
something.
literally my second day ever doing this, and you're already scheduling a fight. He's like, yeah, you're kicking ass right now. I'm like,
That's a telltale sign he
Yeah.
saw something.
yeah, and it was crazy. It was like I would just bust jokes. I was a class clown. Growing up, I was a class clown. So I would bust jokes in gym. So then that month comes, I got my first fight. It's called Reno Ultimate Reno Combat. It was in Reno. It's the best fucking experience ever.
Oh, wow.
At a casino. Before we drive there, I'm at my girl's house at the time, and I'm drinking. I'm like, didn't know, but I'm fighting at 150.
Yeah.
I end up drinking a whole fucking 2 liter right before weigh-ins.
Oh.
Oh no.
The day before weigh-ins, I was like 162, right? So I'm 162 the day of the fight, and they're like, "Yo, hey, what's your weight at?" I'm like, "I don't know, I never did it before." He's like, "Dude, you're 12 pounds over." So I had to go and sit in the sauna for 3 hours, literally crying.
Well, yeah, like that. When people go in the sauna and they're in there for a long period of time, explain that experience.
Oh man, it's horrible because you're dealing with not only physical but mental. You know, you're getting really tired. You know, it's draining, taking all your energy, and plus it's getting hot and hot. You know, so eventually I end up cutting the weight, and I end up squaring off. Got the first round, second round knockout. I was like, oh shit.
There you go.
That's
yeah.
a crazy first experience.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I mean, from the time you learned, I'm in a fight, what? To the, oh man, I gotta drop this weight, and you get in there, and it's like, bam, and it's like all that in such a short period of time. Your brain must have been racing.
Yes, I learned. I'm like, yo, don't ever cut weight like that ever again.
How did the fight go?
Knocked him out second round.
Oh,
Like, it reminds you, this is my amateur,
nice.
So I fought a badass wrestler. I'm like, oh shit.
You know, that's a very encouraging first story, first experience. Definitely will throw you right into it
Yeah.
and give you that confidence you need.
Exactly.
Awesome.
The confidence is great.
And from that experience, so when you first started, the inspiration of when he started showing you the fighters that, he's like, oh, check this guy on Bellator. Who are some of the fighters that inspired you a little bit then and now?
Well, in all reality, I kind of did the sport because I knew I can pick up hot chicks fighting, looking bad.
Oh, okay.
To be
okay.
honest, to be total honest, I was like, yeah, girls like a guy who can fight, but Antonio McKee, Rampage, Uriah Faber,
Okay, yeah.
those guys was my big idols. Seeing them on YouTube, like, oh shit, they're really good.
Yeah, and with fighters like that, I mean, their personalities are, huge.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to, like people will say Rampage talks a lot, but when they see his fights, it's like he backed up just about everything he had said. And it's one of those things where in this sport, in combat sports, when I see it as a fan, and I've met fighters and I just see them. I went to a comedy show and there was a Team Alpha Male members there and they're enjoying a comedy show, but I'm just looking at these guys and the camaraderie these guys kind of had. It's one thing when you look at all that prowess of I'm getting in there fighting, it's like you're gonna have to back up a lot.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get in there, especially if you're gonna have any type of persona or attitude in there. But it's amazing when you get in there. What does it feel like right as you step into that cage? What was the feeling the first time when you stepped in that cage and the crowd's making a lot of noise?
Man, I'm like, man, I'm finna get my ass beat. I'm about to get beat up in front of my friends and my family. Of course, my family never came, but my friends is gonna be on. I'm gonna be on someone's highlight reel for the first time in my life. I'm like,
There's
oh,
no way
those
they're
are the-
missing this fight.
I'm praying to God, like, man, please don't let me get beat up. I literally was like that. Please don't let me get beat up. And first round come out, I got my ass beat up. I was like, woo, this is it. And James was like, it's MMA. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, I know it's MMA. So second round, he's like, just make sure if he tries to shoot for a takedown, go with the uppercut. He tried to shoot for the uppercut, pow, kept him stunning, hit him with the right hand, with the left, with the right, pow, he drops, like, oh, got him. He's like, what you doing? Jump on top of him, keep pounding ground him. I
There you
did,
go.
man. It was a great experience. And after the fight, got to go to the casino, met this hot chick. I was like, oh, shit, this is the Reno life.
That's the life.
So after that fight, what was the training process after that? Your coach or the individual that's kind of looking over you and
I
helping you?
never really took my career actually serious as an amateur. It was just me cutting weight. I was with a girl at the time who wasn't supportive when it came to my fighting as an amateur, and it really took a toll.
Yeah. That can take a toll on just about anyone if you don't have that mutual
Yeah.
support.
Mental, physical, emotional support. Like, shit, I never really, honest to God truth, I never even trained during my amateur career. It was just all natural. Just cut the weight, go in there and fight.
Yeah, I can see that for some fighters that's how they would, when they start off, or even some fighters now, that's how they kind of take things. I wouldn't assume every fighter would take the same road, to get to where they're at. And some are a little bit different, and some people might take this out of context or take
Yeah.
something else out of context. But it's like sit with the individual, learn from them. You know, it's really inspiring when you actually get to meet someone instead of just thinking, oh, this is how this person is because this is what I see. It's like, no, when you sit down with someone, it'll change your life
Yeah.
because you'll be
As
like,
as much as boxing or MMA is completely physical sport, I imagine it's incredibly mental too. It's all about
Yes.
what you're thinking in the moment. And sometimes when you're not training like that, you might be like working out necessarily, but you don't want to be too in your head sometimes
Yeah.
when you're in that fight. It's got to
Right.
be like you said, that natural, that instinct.
And when you're in there as a professional, you got to be aware everything. You got to know what the hell he's trying to do. You got to be aware of kicking, punching, elbowing, kneeing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, submission. You got to defend everything. If you take him on the ground, you got to make sure if I'm going to do this and he's going to do this, I need to know I need to do this part. So it's different because boxing, you're just using your hands. You're
Yeah.
deceiving people with your body. But MMA, man, you get fucked up.
yeah.
Like,
A
for real.
lot of fighters will go in and they'll have a game plan and it just doesn't work out because they went in like I forgot that he can kick
Yeah.
or he took me to the ground and he got me in the rear naked.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that. Also, when it comes to fighting, I would also assume that the importance too is pacing yourself.
Yes. I mean, really, it's all explosion. MMA is a sprint because you go in there, you trying to knock somebody's head off. Like, fuck that. I'm coming to kill you. It's all sprint. So we do a lot of sprints when we're training.
Stamina.
Stamina. If you're going for like a 5-minute rounds, okay, you want to just pace yourself. Don't do too much. Explode when you need to explode.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. Because I mean, I would just like when I look at fighting, and then especially you're in a group setting, right? Like take the church ward pub, and you're sitting there and you're watching with a gang of people, and everyone's just watching. You hear that one person go, "Oh, why did you do that?" Or this person, "Why?" It's like once you get in that cage, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't understand. It's like you get in a cage, man. You got your mom. I tell them this at a press conference. You got your mama, your daddy, your cousin, hell, your baby watching you, dog. Don't get your ass knocked out on TV in front of your girl. Like when I fought Mike Hells, his mom literally came to the fucking cage when I was wrestling. She literally walks around to my side, talking about kill Mike, beat his ass, literally in the cage.
my God.
I'm looking up because I'm on top. I'm like, ma'am, your son's getting his ass whooped. Do you not see this? Literally looking up, ma'am, your son's getting his ass whooped. He's like, shut the fuck up. I elbowed right in his face. Like, pay attention, buddy. And I'm talking to him. Hey, bro, you okay? Second round with me on top.
Yeah.
You good? You good? I'm getting all into his head, and he's like, so frustrated. I normally talk when I'm in the cage, depending.
Yeah.
You got tissue for my nose? I can
Oh, yeah.
say. All right, perfect.
Yeah, we'll get something for you. Sam will get it. So yeah, I mean that's one thing that's really important too when it comes to you're gonna mind games too. But I think it's also if you get pushed or someone's trying to push you to that level, you're gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it's about having fun because when I'm in the cage, it's do or die. But when you're in that cage, it doesn't matter if you're sad, happy, mad, crying, screaming, angry. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Your punch is still going to feel the same.
Yeah.
Regardless.
You have to leave all that mental distractions behind because it's gonna be the difference between getting the punch
Exactly.
and like dodging it.
Exactly. Just having fun in there. Just have fun because when you have fun and you think positive, anything happen. Like Conor McGregor, like he just lived his dreams.
Yeah. Also, when it comes, no problem. Also, when I think too, when it comes to when you get into the cage and fighting, even before that, sparring with, you know what I mean, like teammates and things like that. Some of those sparring sessions get really intense as well. And I've heard fighters talk about how, sometimes those fights are more intense than the actual fight they had, but then those mentally kind of build you up to that moment.
Oh, yeah.
It does. Having a great sparring partner does help you prepare because a lot of people don't understand. Hey, we don't get injured during the fight. We get injured during training camp.
Yeah.
The training camp is the hard part. The fight is the easy. Training camp in dieting is the hard part. You get in that cage, that's the easy part because you know what to do. You train hard to win easy.
Yeah.
I'd rather work harder. I'd rather work smarter, not harder. So you train your ass off by staying ready. You get in that cage and destroy the guy quick.
Now let's talk about real quick the first time you fought on TV.
Okay.
What promotion was that?
As for Bellator.
Oh, Bellator. How was that? Just being on TV, the whole, the cameras, the crowd, all that stuff. You know what I mean? The
Man.
first time.
I was nervous, but I was like, fuck it. I was
Going
bored to do this shit. Yeah. I fought James Gallagher in Ireland. I was just talking shit. I was like, I was nervous because like, man, my mama watching. I got everybody from Alameda watching. Man, everybody from Alameda was watching it. Like, yo, we got our boy Ant, and I was just talking so much shit just to gradually building my confidence. I would knock you out in front of your daddy, just going crazy, and it was a great experience. And now people know who I am, and to this day, I still hold the record for the most views overseas. There's no one that beats my record for views overseas.
That's incredible. Wow, congratulations on that. Yes. With that, let's talk about your sponsors.
Okay.
Yes, because our good friend here from the Slam Show is Lana from Lana Egg Whites, and she's a big good friend of mine. And when she talked to Sam, I was like, "Yeah, you got to get Anthony on the show." And then I looked up your fights, and I was like, "Oh my God, this guy is intense. I don't even know how we're gonna handle him on the show." It's like when you have to, Lisa, when you get a chance, watch this gentleman's interviews.
Yes.
They're like I said, it's like watching like Ric Flair, and then it's funny because I was like, the other fighters are like, he's just talking big and bad. And next you know, they're enjoying it. They're laughing.
Yeah.
They're kind of enjoying that.
I can already tell.
But when it gets to the fighter that you're looking across the way from, it's like, no matter what that other person is, you got to expect that in the ring as well.
Exactly.
They're gonna expect to see you.
We were saying this earlier. I cannot physically think of another sport where you literally have to back up the things that you're saying. With when you step in the ring, you're right there. So
thank you.
I love the persona.
Yeah,
of it.
so the
Awesome.
sponsors.
I got Atlanta Egg Whites. She's been there for me since day one. As my amateur career, she's been there. I remember trying to get on her team as an amateur. She's like, "Oh no, you got to be a winner first to get on our team. You got to become a pro, before or show us that you're worthy." So I had to bust my ass to get that, and then I got TC1, the jail weight cut, fight forever brand, and then I have Speedwear, who does my underwear and stuff. Not the recent one, but they do my fight shorts.
Okay.
I just end up being a part of RDX sponsorships. So they do all like boxing gloves. They're very popular, RDX sports. And what else? I know I'm missing something. Woo-wee.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
It just might just snap on there. But real quick with the sponsors, because it's like what Lana would say, it's like one of those things where it's like that just motivates you more too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when people someone's told, hey, let's see where you can gauge this. Let's see where, let's wait for this. And if you look at that as a challenge and you overcome that, then that's one of those things where I think anybody, if we're going to try to jump into any business, that you need that, especially in the fight world. Oh my God, you're going to have to be jumping a lot of hurdles. I don't think anything's given to you.
Not at all. You gotta work it. You gotta bust your ass off for it. Hell, if it was easy, everybody be in the UFC.
Yeah.
Making $500,000 a year.
Yeah, no, I assume that's not easy at all. Now, with Lisa, growing up with your brother Joe, when it came to rough housing, things like that, did you?
And it was just me and him. So, and like I said, we were big, it was a WWF? Yeah, WWF. We were big.
At the time, yeah.
And I definitely remember jumping off the couches and slamming into each other after making a whole pillow fort. And
you get your teddy bear. You try to make. Yeah, I know that.
Put him in a headlock.
What the hell you doing?
he always would sit on my head with a pillow and tell me he's farting on my head. That was his thing.
Joe, how could you?
Have you ever met my brother? He's my co-owner here, and he's one of our DJs too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Joe Candy out there killing it on the floor with the DJ.
Okay.
Yeah. So I bring that up. It's did you have that as well, Anthony, growing up? You know what I mean? Was he brother, friends? Were you?
See, all my brothers were older than me. All my brothers were 10 years older than me.
Okay.
So I had my next door neighbor name was Michael Conway. I swear to God, this guy was Mexican, right? Mexican or Indian. This dude looked just like the fucking Rock. Literally looked just like the Rock as a kid, like he could be his son. This kid looked just like the Rock. and we was go to my mom's when I was living with my mom's. You know, young. I had this huge dresser, and we had this bed. We're small. We're like
Yeah,
probably like
yeah.
5'2", 5'3". So the room is huge. We're doing backflips off the bed. We're jumping off the dresser. The dresser's so fucking high from far down from the bed. We're just jumping. I remember having this teddy bear stuffed animal. It was a pretty big bear, like this side, probably about like 56 inches or something. And we would do all types of moves, tag team,
All the
We're the Dudley Boys,
your
3D.
parents are like, keep
And-
that noise
Yeah,
down.
no, my mom didn't mind because she had a room underneath, but she knew wrestling was on. She leave us the fuck alone.
Well, look, how
And
does
again, it paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and does she turn? Does she watch your fights? Like when she turns it on, does she tell you
My
like?
mom doesn't like my. What's crazy? For this whole time, my mom thought I was doing boxing. She's like, "Oh, how's the boxing doing?" I'm like, "Mom, I don't
Mothers.
do boxing." I thought you do the amateur boxing where you wear headgear. Like, no, Mom, I do the UFC. What's that? It's the cage fighting where they elbow. Like, oh my God, I start freaking out.
Yeah.
Didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like,
Doing.
Mom, you didn't know I was doing this for the past 4 years? Like, really?
It's hard for,
Yeah.
I understand.
And she's like, I support you. I love you. I didn't know you were doing the crazy stuff.
Exactly. Fortunately, NCNL never had a wrestling team there at the time till my senior year, till I found out last second. But
So have you been back at all and done anything with the school?
no, I haven't. I've just been, I just recently moved back from LA.
Yeah.
Living that life in LA. Woo!
How long were you in LA?
For about 2 years.
Oh, excellent.
I want to definitely get back to NCNL. I definitely want them to have a wrestling program.
Yeah.
It'd be great. Like my experience at NCNL was horrible. Ugh.
You mentioned that earlier on the
Yeah.
pre-show. Here's your chance to let us know a little bit about that.
Man, I grew up all my life from Woodstock to Payton to everything. I was always a class clown. No one really gave me my respect, so I would show out. Of course, not having a father figure around, I show out. And going to NCL, my freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year was living hell. I never got treated fairly when it came to sports. I wasn't the tallest, I wasn't the fastest, wasn't the strongest, so I never really got to play basketball, or football, or baseball that I wanted to, and teachers, it was a couple teachers who really look after me, like Miss Davis, Frank, and teachers used to be like, you ain't going to be shit
Oh wow.
once you graduated high school. I'm like,
That's so
what?
sad.
What? You would have said that? Like, hell yeah. A couple of teachers told me that, like, you ain't gonna be shit when you graduate from high school. You got tattoos on your hands as a senior. You're not even good in sports. Like, you're not gonna be shit. You don't take life serious. Oh, okay.
See, those are the things that, like, for teachers and schools and a lot of intermediate schools and things like that, the kids have to deal with, and then they grow up growing like, oh my God, I remember these teachers were terrible, they were horrible, but it's like, now you can look back and say, I'm on TV fighting, and I think what happens too, a lot of those teachers are just stuck and miserable in their day-to-day. And the one thing too, they deal with people and they look at someone and they assume or they're going to prejudge you, on whatever. And it's like, no, that's not this. That's not who I am.
And it's crazy. I was always in special day classes, like SEC. I'm like, why the hell am I in SEC? Because I'm that hyper. Yeah, you're too damn hyper. That's why you're in SEC class. I'm like, yeah, true. I do have ADD, at the time. And it's like, I look at it now, I was like, damn, I'm actually the last professional athlete to come out of NCNL since Dontrell Willis. The last professional athlete to come out of NCNL High.
Yeah. Wow.
That is awesome, actually. I mean, your name is up there with some really amazing athletes, and for your teachers to say that to you is just unbelievable, and you really showed them.
Yeah,
because that's some bullshit.
Thank you. And I'm like, man, they need to put me in the NCNL Hall of Fame or something.
Yeah, honestly.
Stop
Well,
playing.
you definitely,
Absolutely.
it sounds like you overcame a big obstacle with that because no one likes to be told anything like that, especially for a young kid,
Yeah.
Especially any kid. You're going to be tenacious. You're going to be outstanding. You're going to be loud. You're going to be, and people are going to take that and, oh, you just need to calm down. It's like, no, but you found your outlet.
Right.
And I think that's what it is. The teachers didn't have time to take the time to maybe find that outlet. And then for those teachers, like I said, they're going to still be there.
You know what? Like the comments about like tattoos on your hands. I think like we're in a new day and age. This is a new reality. You know, we need to start like looking outside the box when we're teaching our younger generations. I mean, this is a super like weird curve, but like with the legalization of marijuana in California, like we can totally open up. Maybe not in high school necessarily, but when you go into like other aspects, like that's a career. When I look at it, like I have a lot of friends who've gone into that job who have tattoos, who have and a look that you would not think, oh, this person can make a successful career. And look at them, they're like, you know, flourishing. They have amazing careers.
And I think social media, man, we're all around the same age, man. I didn't get my first cell phone till I was in high school. I'm like, ooh, and now you see kids in third grade with an
Yeah.
iPhone. Like, man, I don't even got the iPhone X10.
Yeah, no,
I'm still stuck on the 5C.
yeah.
Shit,
Some
my
kids,
upgrade
some
ain't done
kids. I
yet.
see some kids just walking from school and they got a phone bigger than their backpack.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I
like,
know the
yeah.
trends changed. They started huge and they got really tiny. Now they're big again.
Now everybody's little yachty, little mama,
Every-
little. Like, what happened to the young G, hardcore Mac?
What happened to the doctors? What happened to the Dr.
doc-
Dre's? What are the
Yeah.
doctors?
Little
You know.
colorful hair, tattoos, face tattoos.
Yeah.
Colorful hair, face tattoos,
No,
and it
there's
catches.
definitely a trend change that's happening. But I will say this: from high school to now, you just recently fought in London.
Yeah.
For Bama promotion. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that and who
Okay.
you fought against.
I fought a guy who was 5-0 from SBG named Mike Hells. There's nothing really I can say nice about this guy because he was just a prick towards me the whole time.
Yeah. You have to see, ladies and gentlemen. You have to see that press conference.
Okay.
It is. Oh my God! It starts.
Attach a link
Yeah,
to it?
yeah. Oh, it starts with you. The first thing that turns on, and pretty boy Anthony Taylor right there. He's like right in the center of it. He's like, man, let me tell you how it's going down. And I was like, man. And even in the comments, you'll see the comments like, man, this guy's awesome. Pretty, like Anthony, like, man, he's crazy. Da, da, da. You know what I mean? So it's like that energy that you bring. But with that going to London, you're preparing. How is that like when you get on the plane and things like that?
Man, like most people don't know, like I play love music all the time. When I'm on a plane preparing for just getting there, I'm playing love music. I'm playing Joe the whole time. Joe,
Wow.
some Craig David, all the time, and I'm just vibing. I'm like, man, these guys ain't got no mic skills. They need to go to school for this. I'm about to chew them up alive. People are like, don't be talking about their mamas. I'm like, man, fuck your mom, fuck your sister. What up? I'm gonna sleep with both of them after the fight. They just don't know. And then when I go up in there, their mentality is like, I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm gonna kick. That's all they do is like, you're like a Fedor Emelianenko.
I mean, when you get up there, you're going to be fighting with your hands, and
Yeah.
you'll be kicking. So, majority of the time, I think a lot of that's out the window.
Yeah.
Especially depending on who you're talking with or who you're going against.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen it from other fighters and how far they'll go and what they say too. At the end of the day, once you get in the cage, that's what's going to show.
Yeah, I mean the fight starts at the press conference. That's where the fight starts. I'm gonna kick your ass. No, I'm gonna kick your ass. You know, and that's where the mental battle. That's where the mental battle starts. Who's gonna win the mental battle? And I clearly win all my mental battles. You know, you're gonna lose some, you're gonna win some. But when I get on that stage and the camera's on me, man, I turn WWE
Yes.
mode, baby. The Ric Flair, woo!
Well, that's the thing too. It's one of those things where win or lose, people are going to remember you. You
Yeah.
know, and that's the key thing. You know, it's like you came to see a fight.
Yeah.
You know, and in certain instances, and I would take this to wrestling, I would take this to boxing, I take this to MMA. Sometimes when you're watching a fight, there's that magical moment where the fight's like at the fourth round or the closing round, and you're watching the fight, and you're like, I don't care who wins. I just got your money's worth. I just got my money's worth. They gave it their all.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there has to be a winner. But at the same time, the whole point of any fight is to put on a show.
I mean, you're part of a tradition that's been going on for as long as we've been, you know, making entertainment for ourselves.
Right.
This is the first source of entertainment that as a crowd we came up with, and we are still and will forever do this source of entertainment, and
Yeah.
you are a part of that rich culture.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, how do you see yourself as a fighter?" I'm like, "Hey, I don't see myself as a fighter. I see myself as an entertainer.
Oh.
I see a fighter; they're only gonna last for so long, you know. But entertainer, you live on forever. When you look at The Rock, he's like, "I'm the most electrifying man in sports entertainment." He never says wrestling.
Yep.
Entertainment. He
And he's
expanded his
movies
game.
now, yeah.
Movies now. I look at myself. I can sing. I can fight. I can rap. I can act. I can model. You know, I can do it all. And I look at him like, I'm gonna go to Hollywood eventually. Y'all playing like for real. Like
Yeah.
I'll go
You
to
can't
WWE.
achieve if you don't have those ambitions.
Exactly. Like I already know. There's only be two places I end up doing. By the time I retire, I'm gonna get into comedy for sure. For sure, I'm gonna be doing comedy eventually, and I'm gonna be doing WWE wrestling.
Oh, keep that up because I actually know a bunch of comedians.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
my boy Christian, he does comedy out here. He's like, you need to come to the Tiny Laugh Factory. I don't know.
Well, I'm actually the photographer for a comedian called Leonard the Kid Jackson, and he's opened up for Kevin Hart.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
A lot of people don't know. Like, I do this voice. I can sound just like Elmo and Chris Rock. I'll be like,
Oh, you can do some voices. Good, because let's
Let's
do
do
them.
'em.
Let's do
all
them.
right, cool. All right, I got one.
Because I got
All right.
something for you, too.
All right, Elmo.
Hey, I'm Elmo. Do you want to play with me?
Wow. Oh, my God.
That was
All right.
crazy good.
That's
I'm
great.
gonna let you go. You go.
All
now.
right, here we go.
Why, hello there. I'm Kermit the Frog from Sesame Street, and I have my friend Elmo here. Hey!
Hey, Kermit.
Oh, my God. You do that really well. Wow. That's amazing.
I don't know, but I really like this show.
Wow. Wow. Just get a puppet. It's over. You have a brand new job right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
You know?
and people be
Man.
like, I sometimes do like, how the hell I sound like Chris Rock?
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's great. Welcome here on the show. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's great to have Chris Rock on the show. Oh my God, he's my favorite comedian.
You know, I've been wanting to get on this show for about 2 years.
That's incredible. Because that's a talent. It's one of those things where even when people say, "Oh my God, Alex, you know how to do these voices," and I'm
Yeah.
like, a lot of times it just came natural. I never thought about it.
And I got one more. We all
No,
remember this.
go ahead.
Hey, Uncle Scrooge.
What?
Remember the DuckTales?
Oh, hell yeah.
DuckTales.
I have it on my iPod.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Wow. I'm actually dumbfounded because it's usually me like
Yeah,
doing all the voices.
Alex is definitely
Yeah.
Yeah, people be dying when I do the Chris Rock.
Yeah.
When I do that part, they be like, "What the hell?" And when I do the Elmo, they get
And you know what it is
You
too?
kill it with
It's
the
the
Elmo.
voices that stick with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like there's a few voices like, okay, me and Malia are going to go to the White House and we're gonna have fun. And one thing that's incredible, we're gonna do the bamba. We're gonna dance. You know, so there's like a variety of like voices you could, like that comes to that.
And one thing, like when I'm with my girl and I'm making love, sometimes I'll do the Elmo voice to scoop her out.
Oh come on! What,
or I'm all in the ear, or this is gonna trip you out. I'm all in the ear, sounding like Marge Simpson. Oh, Homer, homie,
oh my God!
Give it to me, baby.
That's incredible. You the next fight, you got to sit there
Yeah.
and be on the
Oh
on
my
the
God,
mic.
have you
and-
ever done that? Like
that would
freak
be
them out
so-
like
yeah.
while you're fighting?
No, I haven't did that yet.
Oh, that's
you know.
fun. You got to do that.
That
you
is
gotta,
like-
yeah, he's gonna turn around and be like, "Man, you want some?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I want it. Come on!" And you're like,
Oh, look.
I don't want to fight you. I don't want to do this all the time.
"No,
Oh
no."
my God.
Play with me.
Like, Anthony Taylor, you just won your fight. You just won your fight. So how was the fight going for you in the rounds?
You know, I feel really good. You know, me and Anthony, we've been training really hard.
I can see the face of the guy like, what?
That goes viral.
Yeah, yes, that's incredible. With your fight, one of the things you brought up before we continue is fighting around the world. Now you fought. Now you said there's a particular place that you want to fight.
I want to fight. Me personally, I want to fight in Italy.
Italy.
But if I can choose one place to fight anywhere in the world, it have to be Alameda. I mean, the only place where you can
Yes.
probably have it at is big enough. Probably it's in Alameda High because it's a big
Rockwall.
gym, or Rockwall.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I mean, or you can
wow,
have,
yeah, yes.
or you can have it out on the base where they have the cage in the open space. You can have like you know how they be setting up carnivals outside and shit, like stuff
Oh,
like
yeah,
that. I
Rockwall would
definitely
be a
want-
beautiful place.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
definitely want to have that going on, you know. But I mean, actually, you know, I love the fight at the Oakland Coliseum, baby. You know, main event UFC Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor versus Conor McGregor. You know, who's gonna win?
There you
Can I
go.
get a
yeah.
box seat?
Go big or go home. You know.
Exactly.
And I
wanna
like
get
that
it.
it's like the hometown feels, the community aspect too. It's like you want that, You know what I mean? You understand that sometimes you can be larger than life, but you bring that fight back home. You know, it's
Yeah.
incredible. It's an incredible feeling because then that gives hope, and it actually motivates even probably the youth that see that.
Yeah.
You know, the Diaz brothers, they're from Stockton. You know what I mean? I remember a lot of kids talking, "Oh, Stockton," you know what I mean? Like that was like no one wants to like Stockton has a reputation for at least for fighting and things like that.
Right.
Right. So, but when people go, man, look at what you can do and what you can accomplish.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they have that dream of I want to play in the Coliseum one day. Like Damian Lillard. He's from Oakland. He's like, man, I'm gonna play here one day. Watch. And all of a sudden he's not playing on the team, but he's playing there for a different team. We all have that dream. One of my things is to come back to NCNL and be like, hey, I went to NCNL back in 2008. I'm a professional UFC fighter. I achieved my goals. Teachers told me I couldn't do it. So I went ahead and, I want to be able to
And that's
give
very important. That is
aspirations.
very important to have the youth kind of have someone come back and say that and actually look them in the eyes
And be
and
like,
say,
you're from where I'm from,
this
and
is-
you can do,
this is
you
proof.
can make it, so can
Yeah,
I.
I fought on TV. I've been there. I fought for championship belts. I'm only 29. I've been there. I know NCNL having their high school reunion. Ooh, I'm about to stunt so hard. I'm about to have the Versace
Go,
shirt.
go.
Ooh, with the mink. I'm about.
You got to see with them glasses. You got some clean glasses and
Oh
that
man,
yeah.
I was gonna pull out some. Boy, I was gonna pull them out. But I was like, man, I ain't gonna kill them on the show today because I need them for another time. So I ain't gonna kill y'all this time. I'm gonna kill them out there overseas
So,
for sure.
ladies and gentlemen, and that's the show. No.
Murdered by the glasses.
Exactly.
No, that's incredible. With a lot of this said, when it comes to fighting, music. Now we just talked about what you listen to in your head. What are some of the entrance music that you've had? Because here on the Slam Show, we got DJ Slam and Sam, and one thing that we always like to talk about is music. On the show. So, what's some of the music that you have come out on the entrance, and some that you want to come out to?
Man, so I wanted to come out. Man, when I first fought for Bama, Ireland, I wanted to come out the pony. My whole objective was to come out the pony. I was gonna have the cowboy hat with the chaps,
Some
with the
genuine.
cowboy
Wow.
boots. I had the girl was supposed to come out there. I was gonna grind on her, but they made me come out to freaking Rihanna. I came out to Eminem. I should never did that one when I fought James Gallagher on Bellator. Man, I should have came out to some harder, but now.
Do they like have just creative control when it comes to
No,
stuff
you
like
can
that?
as long as you let them know ahead of time. But you gotta to rehearse. You gotta do that ahead of time. But I'm coming out. I'm debating if I want to come out to Michael Jackson Thriller, where I'm out on a casket and I have a guy in a werewolf. At the beginning. The smoke screen, the props,
Wow.
people with
Yeah,
zombies.
yeah.
Or I was gonna come out to Bobby Brown, my prerogative. They say I'm crazy, really don't care.
It's definitely going to be a show, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely keep your eyes out for
Yeah.
the next fight.
Oh man, this last fight, I came out like Apollo Creed, living in America. But they didn't even let me do the whole thing. I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
come on.
Feeling good. You're going through the whole, That's one of them songs you got to let that ride. You got to
Yeah,
let that ride
okay.
just a little bit.
Yeah, you know, everybody's like, oh, you only got about 5 seconds to hurry up and get out. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm trying to trend on Twitter.
And if you're over there or even here now, dealing with the haters, dealing with people that are just like, oh man, I don't like this guy because they see him, he talks too much and all this. What do you have to say to all those haters out there?
Man, I just say keep on hating, baby, because the more you hate, the more I'm trending. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Then
the
you're
more
doing your job.
Exactly. I'm making my money off all the haters. Without bullies, there's no Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying? Without bullies, there's no wrestlers. There's no The Rock. There's nobody that's going to achieve greatness. We need the bullies out there. I'm not saying I condone bullying in high school, but without this always a good and bad. It has to be a balance.
Well, I think a lot of that comes from once it's like an overcome, you'll have a bully. A lot of times you have to overcome that, or in certain situations you have to be removed from that situation. But a lot of times once you are able to overcome that, you become better at what it is that you do.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's always that degree you need that fire. Like you're saying with the teachers, never, of course, teachers should they discourage children. However, The child, that person, anyone who talks to you that way, you got to turn that around into the fire and
Yeah.
work harder like you did.
You know, it's crazy. Growing up, I used to get bullied as a kid, and in high school, growing up as a kid, I was actually a bully. I'm not gonna lie, I was a big bully. I remember being in freaking kindergarten. I remember I got into class first. I'm like, oh snaps, I'm here first. I put clear thumbtacks on every fucking chair in the classroom. And every kid came around there, put their bags on the thing, hung it up, sat on it, they all started crying. So I remember being a big bully. I remember taking kids' lunches. So now I got to high school, I was really short. I talked a lot of shit, as we see. And the high school kids would just pick on me, like, really try to fucking kick my ass. Years later, hey, you put a post, hey, who's trying to kick my ass now? I'm this MMA fighter now. Where you guys at? In boxing. Remember that time when you tried kicking my ass in high school? How you been, Anthony?
Yeah.
I see you doing your MMA thing now. I was always like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah.
No,
come
they're
on.
all very nice. Like, oh, I'm I don't do all that now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Oh man, I'm proud of you, man. You're out there representing. Like, yeah, I wanted to kick your ass now.
Yeah, why are you taking your shirt off? Don't beat
They
me.
want to
Yeah,
hit you
yeah,
up
you
on
know,
Facebook. And say,
So
like,
I don't condone
Or
bullying, but there is a balance of being a bully out there, because without bullies, there's not going to be someone who's going to build confidence to take a stand for themselves.
Yeah. In this world, we'll have a lot of musicians, actors, comedians. There's a variety of different fighters that when they'll tell their story, it's something very similar along those lines, that maybe there was something impactful in their life that they had to overcome. And I think to be great, you have to overcome something.
Right.
Yes. Because you're gonna look right in the eyes of whatever that is. And you overcome that. And now you're like looking on your shoulder, like the next big boulder I see. Oh, I know how to deal with this now.
Right.
I know how to.
Easy lives don't make, interesting stories,
Yeah.
Boring people don't change the world.
Yeah. And that's one thing I will say is definitely when you get an opportunity, hit those. Come here and do the karaoke night.
Oh, we
You
got
know what
that
I mean?
tomorrow
Kill it.
night.
Have all the ladies go.
Come
Oh
tomorrow.
my God,
You sing.
Playboy!
You said you should come to
Yeah.
karaoke.
I can sing for you.
Oh yeah.
Multi-talented, ladies and gentlemen,
And
right
if
here.
you know, I wanna love you, wanna hold you. Yeah.
This is
The
definitely
lighter-
a talented
the
person.
lighter. Man, that's incredible. That's what I'm saying. So, not only a fighter, a singer,
And a lover. Huh?
yeah,
Lover and a comedian too.
comedian, and more. I think you have a lot to show the world
Yeah.
who you are, and you just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Exactly.
But they're gonna see it.
They're gonna say, wait till I get to you. I'm gonna be doing Elmo interviews, Chris Rocker interview. I'm gonna be trending. I'm trying to.
Well,
on a
with
good
those
way.
skills, you can also just go into voice acting as well too.
I can.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, there's so many possibilities with
Yeah.
that.
I'm still learning. I'm new in the game. I'm still learning. I'm still learning my voice itself, because I used to have an ugly ass voice. I used to be hella raspy. Like, yeah, baby. Like, yeah. Like I'm learning how to change up my voice. Like,
Confidence will do that.
yeah, like going from this to, hey, how you doing? What's your name, baby? I know you love it.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
after all those, till the end of
and it goes
the-"
down.
And he's like, yeah, baby, don't leave, come back. Come back. I know I want you to come
You gotta
back.
leave all like little voicemails like that.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
when I'm making love to a girl and I'll give her my regular voice, like, yeah, I feel good, huh? And then I'm all in the ear like, you like that? Yeah.
you gotta switch up on them.
Really like
You gotta let them
that.
know.
Ooh, you sound different. Yes, my cousin Mike.
Man, ladies, that's you're gonna get both worlds right there. When it
Oh
comes to
man,
that.
man. Like, it's crazy. I've always been a ladies' man all my life. Always.
You ain't still no one's ladies out there, are you? Maybe.
Man, I'm low key banned out of a lot of MMA gyms in the Bay Area.
Oh, I was gonna talk about the
Seriously.
gyms. But yeah, no, the gyms. Besides that, but when it comes to gyms and training, you know what I mean? Is it like, do you go? It sounds like you bounce around now.
Nah, I keep it cool. I'm at my old gym now. I'm still at my gym with Team Body Shop with Antonio. I'm gonna keep it. Being out here in the Bay, a lot of people don't like me at the gym, especially when there's women training, because I'm known as the pretty boy, the ladies' man, Mr. Steal Your Girl. And the past, I ain't gonna say names or gyms, but every time I'm in somebody's gym, I'm always hooking up with a female fighter, and they don't like that. And it's always a teammate, and it's like, man. every time. So I don't train at certain gyms anymore. You know, I got my gym. You know, I tell people, hey man, I love women. I'm overseas. I'm be like, hey, your women love me. Your men try to be like me. I'm like Tupac, baby. I'm California dreaming. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm everywhere in the world. I'm Casanova in some way. Like I love women. You know, don't get me wrong. I love sex, but food. I love food more food than sex. Straight up.
And
The two best pleasures in life.
Oh no, man! It get to the time like man, like when I was living in LA, you know, I went on so many dates with celebrities. Like, you know, I was talking to Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. I don't really tell nobody, but I was
She's gorgeous.
oh
Yeah,
man,
very
man,
beautiful.
we went on to date. Man, I was like, man, you're so fine. She was like, you're really cute. We started kissing. I was like, yeah. You know, this is the time, you know, when I had my Instagram, I used to have my little blue tick and you have your little blue certification. You slide everybody DMs. Demi Lovato's, I was in Kylie's Jenner DM. You know, you meet these girls, you like, man, it's like being a god, right? And God is like, hell, you are now dating goddesses. You know, when they dump you, you're like, damn, I'm immortal now. Like, hey, let me get back up there. Like, I'm dating. You know, I'm like, you know, when a pretty fine girl try to talk to you, like, move, you peasant. I'm with a goddess. You know, every girl who's not famous to you now is like a fucking peasant. You know, I'm like, I'm dating peasants. I was out here dating goddesses and shit. Like, man, you know, going on dates. Going to Chris Brown parties, man. I was looking.
Is that why when you left LA, you just like had to get just out of all that?
I had to get the hell out, bro. Like, man, you got what's that thing? You got the cults that be trying to get you reeling in the Bohemian Grove, all those. Like, man.
So there's like a lot of networks that were.
It's networks, but you got people who be trying to sneaky slide you, like, oh, I'm a talent scout. Oh, for who? For Bohemian Grove. Oh, okay, cool, nice.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know, so but when you go there, like, man, I used to go to Playboy mansions all the time, like hookups with, you know, I used to date this Playboy model. You know, man, she was fine as hell. She was Mexican with green eye. Ooh, man, I even remember the name. I'm like, boy, you know, but man, I was dating models. I was with celebrities. Man, who else? Who did I make out with?
Yeah, who not at this point?
Man, I've just been. I was that ugly duckling in high school, and right when I got out of high school, I started fighting, started beefing. I was like, yeah, but LA was always good to me. Man, I used to drive Uber on the side. Ooh, man. Y'all really want to know the story?
Let's hear it.
So fuck it. Hey, if I lose some followers, who gives a damn? But we about to get it in.
Let's go.
So I get my first Uber drive. I'm in LA, cool. And I'm riding my hell yeah. I get my first Uber driver, right? I pick up this fine ass Mexican girl. Oh girl, you so fine. I'm like, yeah. She's all crying. I'm like, what's wrong, baby? Oh, nothing. I just broke up with my boyfriend. I'm going to the bar. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm dropping. She's like, can you come back and pick me up in 30 minutes? Just having a couple drinks with my girl. You know, we're just talking. I'm sad. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm chilling. I pick her up, take her to the house. She's like, oh, you don't mind having a drink with me? I'm like, sure. I get in there. I was like, woo, wake up in the morning. Like, dude. I'm telling to myself, like, dude, I just gave her the Uber dick, yo. Like I gave her the Uber dick. I'm like, whoa. And, hey, I don't tell people this, but, man, I probably slept with, probably 12 different girls doing Uber.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Heard
it was,
stories like that before.
And I was like, man, I'm thinking to myself, like, am I a gigolo? Because I'm banging chicks, getting paid and dropping them off. I feel like I'm an escort or something. Like, wait a minute. Am I doing, hello, I'm doing outcalls.
It's like Uber's a dating app.
Yeah, it's like, am I doing outcalls or something?
At the end of the day, you're still adults, you know?
Exactly.
And people need to understand that.
Yeah, and you're having fun. You're like, man, you know, and you dealing with women in the front, especially when they get in the front seat, and you're like, shit, how you doing? How you doing, baby?
And I think that's what they just share their information. Girl, my Uber driver, let me tell you about Anthony.
Oh, no. So here's the thing. You know, girls got that fantasy, right? Like, when you think of a girl's mindset, right? They're like,
I said sorry to
girl,
the microphone.
where's the craziest thing you had sex with, or they be like, girls, I had sex on the train. Oh, I had sex on the airplane. Girl, I had sex with a fireman, and this fire like, girl, I had sex with my Uber driver. They'd be like, what?
Well,
What? Ain't nothing kinkier than that. Like, you can say I had sex with my high school teacher in high school, but you say you're Uber driver, because we all know Uber drivers ain't all that attractive. And for you to come out and have sex with a complete stranger that you just met, and they be like, girl, look at this picture. You be like, oh, okay, no, I would have did it too. Like, hey, I met one of my girlfriends doing this shit. I was like, no, I was
well,
getting
I,
down.
I, I think when, all, when it comes down to Uber and that kind of lifestyle you're going to live, people are going to have that kind of approach, but also it comes to that confidence.
It builds confidence. It builds. Hey man, ain't nothing build confidence than being in the backseat of a small ass Prius C. I'm telling you that right now. You like, hey, if I can maneuver in this motherfucker, baby, we can maneuver anywhere in that little Prius C. You know, Prius C is hella small, compact. I'm like, fuck, man, damn.
Well, that gives you more motivation to fight too, though.
Exactly,
You know?
and people like that because me, I gives no fucks. This is who I am. You know, I'm a ladies man. Look at me. I look good, so I'm gonna use my fucking looks. You know, I'm gonna use everything I can to be successful in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here like being a womanizer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely not gonna turn out pussy if a girl's like, damn, you fine. But I gotta make sure it's my standards because it's like, yeah, you know, I'm having fun. And I talk to Lana all the time. We talk. She knows everything. I tell her everything. Me and Lana, we talk. I be like, Lana, she's on the team. Let me give her the introduction. Lana be's like, no, leave her alone. She got a man. No, Anthony. I be like, come on, please. No, Anthony. I'm like, all right, Lana. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just it's like that motherly
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah.
But with that said, the future of Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor, the future. Who do you like? And also let's talk about your division.
Okay.
Now, right now, what division are you currently
I'm currently between 145, 155.
in? Okay. Who are some of the fighters you look forward to fighting, or some of the people that you go, oh, this guy's been like on my radar?
Excuse me. Bellator, definitely want Emmanuel Sanchez for Bellator.
Ooh.
Also, Chris Sunshine Williams. I can't stand his ass. Bama, you got David David Kessler. You got a lot of featherweight fighters in there, but they all scared of me in Ireland. They already know. You kick me, I'm gonna wrestle your ass. There's no one in that 145 division is stronger than me. Like pound for pound, I'm the strongest 145 in the world, natural strength in the entire world. UFC, they already know. Dana White's keeping his eye on me. Dana White knows who I am. They all know who I am. I just gotta string up some more wins to get to the UFC. I already know what I need to do. It's just gotta train. You know, I'm coming for that Bama 145-pound belt. There's no one in that division going to stop me. Now, no one at 45s or 55s or 35s. It doesn't matter. I'm coming here with one goal and to be a champion. And that's my thing. And bring that fucking belt back to Alameda and represent.
There
And
you
get
go.
the key to the city.
Yes. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
on the Slam Show, and we definitely want to see that happen.
Yes.
So we're definitely be supporting you. We definitely want to keep the TVs on to see if we can
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
we
next fight.
definitely
Yes.
tune
Yes.
in for that.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to always keep you guys
Support
updated.
Alameda.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Representing Alameda in the house. Alameda, city of murder. No.
No, but when it comes down to future fights and future kind of like when it comes to entertainment, all these other it sounds like there's a lot of things going on with you and your personality, and I think it's on the right track. That's what I
Yeah.
like too. It's very important that our guests get in. It's like, yes, this is an individual who may be loud, brash, and
Yeah.
from other people's standpoints, but you're getting a little piece of it here of who this gentleman is, and I think that's very important.
And it was funny because when I sometimes gotta look at myself in the mirror and think like, wait a minute. She ain't hooking up with me because I'm fine in my body. She only hooking up with me because of my personality. I gotta think like, damn, I gotta dumb it down a little bit, But then my personality is so damn open and joyful and playful, it attracts so many people. And I tell people like, hey, I have a great personality. Don't let my pictures and my Instagram or whatever fool you. Get to know me. I'm actually a great guy. And not just women, just men, period. Like people look at me, they're like, oh, stuck up fighter. Till I open my mouth and I have a real life talk with them.
Yes.
They're like, oh shit, he's very confident. All right, cool. He's cool. He's a cool person. I'm more welcoming. They forget like, oh shit, I forgot he was an MMA fighter. He's actually a cool ass guy.
Yeah, and that's one of the open platforms that we have here on the Slam Show, and that's why we do it.
Yeah, I
And
definitely am glad that I've got to know you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
thank you. And I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to put Alameda on the map everywhere I go, representing from Alameda, California. I'm just here representing. I definitely want to be a positive role model to kids out there who do want to do MMA or can't do MMA. It's like, hey, it's like everybody expects you. It's like being in the NBA. Everybody expects you to dunk. Everybody expects you to post move. But I'm like, that's Stephen Curry in MMA. I can shoot threes. I can talk shit. I can back it up. I can fight.
Yeah.
So I'm here having fun. There's no one's going to stop me from doing what I want to do besides the man upstairs, God himself.
Doesn't look like it at all. You're
Yeah,
definitely
exactly. He's
momentum forward.
He's like, God is telling me, go out there and talk shit. Talk shit like your life fucking depends on it. I'm here. Hide your kids. Hide your mamas, because I'm taking them all with me home tonight.
And at the end of the day, the only person that's going to judge you is God.
Yeah,
So you can't worry too much of what people think of you or say.
Oh,
You
of
just have to
course.
be out there and be yourself. And sometimes it's hard, especially if you get in a rut or a problem on your everyday, day-to-day. But it's like you still got to put on that face and say, this is who I am. You got to look in that mirror and say, this is who I am. And you show the world. And you've been showing the world that. So thank you, Anthony,
Appreciate
for coming
it.
down here to Alameda,
Yeah.
back home, and doing this interview with
Yeah,
us.
a lot of people don't know. They just think, oh, he's just an asshole. Like, man, my persona is
But
like,
with a heart.
yeah, but I have a heart. Like, I want to express my personality. I do MMA for the fun of it, for the entertaining part, because I know it can give me places where I've always dreamed. Like, doing MMA took me overseas. Took me to Ireland, Budapest, London. It took me to Hong Kong. It took me to Philippines, Thailand for all the wrong reasons. Colombia. Like, I traveled the world. I seen it all. At the age of 26, traveling the world, seeing it all to Amsterdam. Man, I am grateful. MMA has been good to me. I as a kid, I said I had a little check mark. I checked a lot of things off. I was like, hey, I want to be famous. I want to be on TV. I want to travel the world. Hey, I already became famous. I've been on TV. I'm traveling the world. Now, the only thing I need to do is get rich. You know what I'm saying? Then sky's the limit for me. Like, the sky's, people are telling me, like, yo, keep up that personality. Keep winning those fights. You're going to be in UFC no time soon. No time soon. You'll be there. Definitely. I'm like, hey.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, because people say, well, you can't judge me like, you can't say I'm like Conor McGregor because I'm not Irish. You can't say I'm like Floyd Mayweather because I'm not a boxer. You put it together, who are you? I'm myself. I'm Anthony.
You have to be
Taylor.
yourself. Exactly.
Exactly. So when you look at them Irish guys out there who are talking shit, they be like, oh, that's the one to be Conor McGregor.
And another thing is, if you're not even, if you're not genuine in your personality, that's gonna come through.
Yeah.
Like, even though you're playing the part of the villain and the asshole, you've got the good heart, and it's all genuine.
Yes.
And you can tell that that's the only way you're gonna be as successful as you want to be in your career is if you stick with that. And I think
natural.
you'll do a great
You're
job.
just naturally who
Yeah.
you are.
And you give it all thanks to WWE. My mom let me, shout out to my mom, Denise Taylor, for being there for me and just showing me, allowing me to express myself as a kid. Like watching wrestling really pays the fuck off. Like, your mic skills would be like, oh, he's chewing them up. Like, woo.
Yeah, and like I said, and they would do that every week. Every week, that entertainment, just like MMA, and it's just on the monthly or whenever that you get a chance to see it. It's like that's going to be. You want to be entertained. You see the fight, the press, and when I watch the UFC and Bellator, and when I see those promotions, I'm not just watching the fight. No, I'm watching the press conference before, and I'm watching afterwards. I want to see how these individuals
You're invested in the
exactly
whole
invested,
process.
and also you admire these individuals putting all that out there.
And when you look at most of the when you see like Conor McGregor or John Jones or DC on a podium for the fight or the
Yeah.
press conference. He's like, I gotta tune into this shit.
Yeah.
All the other fighters, you don't really tune in because they're so fucking boring unless you
I
tune.
mean, Connor brings that drama outside
Yeah.
of the situation. I mean, he's on like TMZ.
It's got him in hot
exactly.
water
Yeah.
Recently, but yes.
Absolutely.
Kobe
absolutely.
Covington, like you want to.
But he's a household name.
Yeah,
Yes.
you want to. What places your household name is your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Your mouth is the life or death of you. Everybody knows that your life is gonna get you killed, or your mouth's gonna get you famous. So my mouth got me famous.
Yeah.
You know, talking shit.
Yes, it has.
Technically,
now,
you don't even have to win the fight. If you are as good outside of the ring
yeah,
as
you're going to be memorable, and that's the
Yeah.
one thing. And you've definitely shown that tonight to us. But we've also seen it online and live, and we've seen it on the fights. It's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're going to go and do a wrap ups and plugs right now because it's been an incredible show. It went by really fast. How did you
Yes.
like it?
It was good. Plug
Excellent.
walk.
Yeah. So first up, Lisa, do your shouts and plugs.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm so glad to be back. And come check us out for again this weekend. We got the Park Street Iron Wine Festival Saturday and Sunday. But come dance at the Churchward Pub Friday, Saturday night. We're always going down here. And karaoke tomorrow night starting at 9 o'clock. So come check us out. Thank you.
Hey.
Go. Anthony.
I want to definitely give a shout out to my team, Team Body Shop. My jiu-jitsu team, Darcio Lira, Jiu-Jitsu, Carlos Rocha, and Darlison Lira. Definitely want to give a shout out to James Lee Hardman, Jason Manley, Lana Egg Whites, TC1, Speedwear, RDX Sports, Egg Weights. That's what I forgot. Egg Weights, Lana Egg Whites. I want to give a shout out to my friends, my family, my mom, but definitely want to give the biggest shout out, for supporting me through ins and out, good and bad, the man upstairs, God, Jesus Christ. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd first off like to thank both our guests tonight, Lisa Churchward from the Churchward Pub in Alameda, and Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor, incredible fighter, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Great singer.
Yes.
I bet he can kill it on the dance floor.
Oh,
A
my-
smooth talker. He can do voices. He's a comedian, ladies and gentlemen. He's more than he is the fingers that I have right here. Just to count.
Exactly. I just like the way you make Anthony feel good.
No, it's great. And we're going to do the end show like this. Thank you one more time for our special guest. Also, DJ Slamming Sam in the background. Thank you. He's doing all the mixing. Elmo. I'd like to thank Elmo.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to tell Sam that he's a great host. I'm going to get a help from him, from Elmo.
That's right. That's a great show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and good night from the TV and Slam Show.
I was like,